Hi, and welcome back to Sakatanda's YouTube channel once again. This is my second installment of my test of Hahnemühle Ingres pastel paper 100 GSM. I tested it for colored pencil and pastel pencil already, and the conclusion of that was kind of meh for colored pencil and no go for pastel pencil. The pastel pencil tears the surface of the paper, so it starts pilling. But it's not the first type of paper I have had problems with those pastel pencils. I've used Derwent's pastel pencils, so I'm thinking more and more that those should only be used for detailing on pastel pieces. And I got here my Rembrandt 90 half sticks, soft pastels, art quality. So I'm gonna actually try and use this paper as it was meant to be used. And I promised myself that I don't want to color in make apples this time. I will try something else. So let me get some colors. I want a lime green. No, I want this one. Or maybe this one's better. So these are Royal Talents art quality sticks, and I'm gonna see if I can make kind of like a not a cauliflower, broccoli head, and gonna be kind of an impressionistic take on this because I can't make really fine details on this, so kind of just have to go with the idea of the general shape and texture, all the light and the shadow and stuff like that. By no means any expert on doing impressionism. I wish I was. I would like to be the new Van Gogh or something. Maybe not as mentally ill though, but the way he painted was divine. So that's kind of the general outline. We can go in and we can start darkening up some areas. Doing some of the shading. I know I've said it before, but I actually really like pastels. I think that there's only two ways to be with pastels. Either you love them or you hate them. There's lots of people who hate them because they're dusty and messy, but I really love how they look and how they feel. And especially the art grade stuff, the high-end stuff. Really, it just works so well, and it's so nice and willing to cooperate with you. Just do what you ask of it. Now one thing is the soft pastels sticks are not super good at is the small details, because there is no point to it. This is a fairly new and unused stick, and so I got a sharp edge to work with, and that helps. But once that is gone, you can break it and stuff, but you never get the really super fine point on it. So that is where the pastel pencils could come in and be handy. Or you can work up on larger pieces so that you don't have to have really small, tiny lines. This looks more like a tree than a broccoli. I need some more color on that stem. And it's the wrong shade too. I want to add a little bit of this. See if I can. And I destroyed the impressionistic style with that, because that is not a smear style. I know that much. So, some shades here where kind of each kind of bulb meet. I really like how this works, and it's the same thing. This paper is good. It is, I said it in my other video. There's no bad paper in the test pack. It's all pastel paper, and it's good for pastels. So that I'm abusing it and trying to make it do things it's not meant to do with colored pencils and stuff. That's a whole different thing. But it works with the pastels as it was supposed to. So just because I don't like it with colored pencils isn't the same thing as it being a low quality paper by any means. I think it's really important to remember and keep that kind of stuff in mind when you test art supplies, because often we try and get something out of some materials that they weren't made for. I can't really seriously complain that printed paper isn't good for watercoloring. 2 seconds, I got a new cat in the house and I need to check up on him. It sounds like he's stuck in something. There. He was just hungry. And my old cats haven't quite let him out in the kitchen yet, where the food is, so I gave him something. I'm quite sure they'll settle in with him quickly. So there. They absolutely do what pastels should do. And I'll show you what they should do. They layer nicely on proper paper. See, I got a dark area in there, and I can go in and I can put a highlight on it. And that is what good soft pastels do on good pastel paper. So my choice of colors weren't good for this, but Other than that, things worked like they should on this paper. I have 0 complaints. There you go. It's all scribbles when you look at it up close. So, absolutely, thumbs up for soft pastels. Super good. Approved with arrow up because it is actually really good. There's a reason why people have used Ingres paper for pastels for a long time. I will pause the camera while I put these away. So, away they went. The soft pastels, and let me see. Here we got my set of Sennelier oil pastels. It's a 48 set, and if I need some extra colors, I got some. Trying to get things to fit here. So, I need some greens. There's not a lot of greens in here. And the ones I got, I've used quite intensively. That's a bad idea. Here's a little stick of some dark green. Another shade of... Let's just get what I got. They are very, very sticky. So, now that I messed up over here, I might just as well start. This is even worse for fine detail. You need a pencil, not a pencil, a brush, and maybe a little bit of turpentine or something to get to fine details with these. They're super, super, super soft to use. So again, here I'm just kind of going for the overall feel. Make scribbles to get that uneven surface. Just hinting at some overall shapes. Yeah, now I would have liked a lighter green in there. I could use some yellow. I got a yellow I can use here. Even if you don't smear your pastel work, you get sticky fingers, especially with oil pastels, because sooner or later they either are worn down or they break. These Sennelier has a very bad tendency to break even if you hold them correctly. So you end up with little stumps and sticks and stuff, and they smear on your fingers. So if you're a very clean person who doesn't like sticky fingers, pick something else than this. And I know lots of people really don't use pastels for that very reason. They really don't like how it feels on their hands. I don't mind. I just clean up at the end of it. but also now if there's some people who maybe have kids they have to look after while they draw and paint and stuff, it's probably not good to, you have to drop whatever you're doing, and you might not have much time to clean your hands before you run off to fix something. So this it works. I actually liked, I think, the other paper better for the oil pastels. They don't need all that much texture to work, and I like it when they glide well on the paper. So smoother paper is what I personally prefer for oil pastels. This has that, let's see, it has a kind of that canvas effect. So it's a matter of personal preference or choice if you like that, or if you want the paper entirely covered. I mean, you could rub it a bit. And again, I keep saying this because I know this really excites lots of professional artists. Don't use your fingers. And I do have color shapers and stuff, but this is a sketch chest. So you could rub the color into the paper, and I guess I can go over and try and get my details or my non-details back again a bit. There you go, dirty fingers. So and again, good oil pastels do the same thing as the soft pastels. They layer good. You can go on top of whatever you already put down and add whatever color you need to. You can even put highlights in. And change your mind. So this it looked better before I mucked around with that smearing stuff. Now it just looks like a green messy ice cone or something. So, but yeah, I haven't seen it. Oh, I should have put some fixative on that. That just gave off a lot of dust. The yellow pastel line there. It works. It works okay. Oops. The paper scrape. So yeah, so you can definitely use it for what it's intended to. Of course, I'm not surprised. Jackson would never put a lousy quality paper in a paper sample from there with their name on. So I'll pause the camera, find my wipe and clean my hands, and I'll give you the recap. So I cleaned up, and the reason why this looks shiny is because I have treated the whole thing with a coat of fixative. The fixative I use is Schmincke's Universal Fixative. I got a special fixative for oil pastels as well that I use if I do an oil pastel piece. What Fixative does is two things. It kind of glues the pigment to the paper, and it also adds, this one has UV protection in it as well, so it will help the drawing not to fade quite as easily as it could have. And my hands are now quite clean, and all I did was just use a little bit of a wet wipe. So it's not really a big job to clean your hands from either type of pastels. You see that it comes off your desk, work desk, nicely as well. So soft pastels, and I'll just give it a wing for oil pastels. So I'll use it for, it's okay for colored pencils and soft pastels. But what it works the best with is absolutely the soft pastels. The oil pastels and the is fine. I just don't think I need quite as an abrasive surface for those. But it absolutely works, and I know my drawing is terrible. For colored pencils, yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I have paper that I like colored pencil on better, and no go for pastel pencils, at least when they're used by themselves. So that concludes my test of the Hahnemühle Ingres pastel paper 100 GSM. I believe it comes in more colors than this, but I forgot to look into it, to be honest. So thank you, and like and subscribe. Bye bye.